Hello guys, Mr. 1990 here is going to be actually a really different video from me today. Now, if you don't know, I'm quite a big Leeds fan, and I've been to a few games this season. I live in Cornwall, so it's difficult for me to go to Elland Road. It's about a 6-hour journey to get from where I live to the Elland Road Stadium, which is crazy. But I've been, I think, 3 times this year, and I think I went 4 times last year. I'm trying to go a little bit more now I'm getting older, because it's something I've wanted to do all my life, but obviously it costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of time out of your day. And we tried to do it in one day on a Saturday, but I thought, since it's the last time I've been to Elland Road this season, because only 2 home games left, and I won't be able to go to either of them, unfortunately, but I thought I'd put together a team of the best players I've seen live as in actually being in the stadium rather than on TV, and see what kind of team we could put together here. Now, obviously, I've only seen Leeds home games, so I've seen, I'll tell you the games I've seen actually. I've seen, if I can recap it, it was QPR first, and then I saw the Brighton game last season. I saw 2 games against Preston. I've seen a Wolves game. I've seen the recent game against Sunderland, and Norwich is the other team I've seen. So I've seen 7 games altogether, I believe that is. And these are the best players I personally think on the day, rather than, you know, overall how good they were. So I'm going to start things off with a pretty crazy one, actually. It took me a while to think about the goalkeeper I genuinely thought was probably the best I'd seen, but this guy will probably make sense as you see him. It's Rob Green, obviously now playing for Huddersfield. Obviously when he was at Leeds last season, defensively we were quite solid in all the games I watched us play, apart from the Norwich game where we went 3-0 down, and then we ended up drawing 3-3. Crazy game to be at. The atmosphere was incredible. But Rob Green, in all the games I saw him play, has been the most consistent. I'm actually also really enjoying Peacock Farrell at the moment for Leeds, current goalkeeper, but I still think Rob Green is a better overall goalkeeper at this moment in time. Well, maybe not today, but at least last season I thought he definitely saved us some very he saved us loads of points really overall, but the games I saw made some really good saves, and just an all-round really good goalkeeper in my opinion. It's a bit of a shame we let him go, and then Wiedfeld came in, who's absolutely terrible. But 2 centre-backs I'm going to put in this team. Another Premier League centre-back. This is unfortunate. This is literally probably one of the best players I've seen at Elland Road, and it's Bartley. I thought he was absolutely fantastic for us in every single game I saw. He picked up a goal for us in the Norwich game as well, and defensively an absolute tank. He made Janssen look so much better than he actually is. I really like Pontus Janssen. He is going to feature in this team, but you can tell that he is missing Bartley massively this season, because he's the kind of like #1 centre-back, when last season he could kind of, you know, try the more dangerous things which he pulled off, and then Bartley was there to clean up the mess, and I genuinely miss him. I think we really need to look into buying a centre-back next season, definitely, and you know, if Bartley comes available, then we've got to be in there. We've got to be going for him. He was absolutely fantastic for us. Obviously, he'd be difficult signings. I think Swansea actually, you know, probably looking to use him. He's genuinely Premier League quality in my opinion. Moving on to the next centre-back, I basically just told you who it was. It is going to be Pontus Janssen. We'll put him in there. Good centre-back, let's be real. I've seen a lot of him. Every game I've watched, apart from one he played in. He got dropped, actually, for one of the games I saw. We ended up playing Cooper and Bartley, and we did win that game. I think I might have been the Preston game. I can't remember exactly what it was. But Janssen, he's always been quite solid in the games I've played. In the last game I actually watched against Sunderland, he came over literally right in front of me and gave a shirt to the guy in front who was holding up a nice sign. I don't know exactly what it said. I think it was something in Swedish, something about Malmo, I think. But he gave a shirt to him, and I just think that's nice, because I've seen a lot of Leeds players walk past people and not give shirts. The 2 people who have gave shirts right in front of me every single time, Samu Sai and Pontus Janssen. So I fully respect that. Giving back to the fans who've travelled a long way to watch you, or just travelled or spent some quality money. They like a little bit of memorabilia, and that was quite cool of Pontus Janssen to do that in the last game anyway. I just hope, like I said, I'll post on Instagram, and I hope that's not the last time I see him, because he's genuinely a class player, and you know, I hope to see him in the Premier League with us one day. Now, the left back, again, a controversial one possibly, is Charlie Taylor. I mean, that cross for Wood's goal against Brighton, if you know what I mean. We won 2-0 against Brighton last season, of course, when they were going, well, they got promoted, didn't they? So they were up there. We were up there as well. We were definitely pushing for playoffs at that time. Obviously bottled it. But Charlie Taylor was brilliant in some of the games I saw him play. He's a genuinely good left back. Love him or hate him because of the, you know, decision he made to leave Leeds. He gets labelled a snake, and not many Leeds fans like him. But he can't take away his ability and the fact that he is genuinely a really good player. So I'm glad I got to see him live at Elland Road at least once or twice. So he was a genuinely good player. So he fits in at left back. The right back now is a little bit of a strange one, possibly. It's a Wolves player, and I believe he's a right wing back. So let's put that on. There's 2 players you could have got into kind of like this role. He's called TOTY, I believe, and him and the left back, who I believe is called Douglas, or right wing back, left wing back, whatever formation they play. They're genuinely brilliant at what they do. They run forward, they run back, they defend really well, they attack really well. Both of them genuinely really good players, and you know, it could be a key reason why they're doing so well, because they just work for them. They really do work. And him in particular, I thought he had a really good game against us. Wolves beat us 3-0, so all of them had a good game against us. We didn't play well at all that game, obviously. It's nice to go up and see that game. Unfortunately, there's one player I wish I got to see, but he didn't play in the game against Leeds because he was suspended, which is Ruben Neves. A shame that he was suspended for that game, because he would definitely feature in this team house, because he's an absolute baller. But like I said, this is players I've seen personally, and he didn't play that game, so he's not going to make the team, unfortunately. But a guy who does play for Wolves, who is going to make the team. I thought this guy, I literally said to my mate, as we saw the guys training in front of us, this guy's an absolute tank. He is massive. He's 6'2", 86 physical is no lie. He is an absolute brick shithouse, and he is absolutely a really good player. He had a really good game against us. Him and there's a guy called Romain Size or something like that, who also had a good game. He scored against us, but I thought this guy was definitely their kind of like guy in the midfield who's cleaning up, who's getting a lot of tackles in, he was winning a lot of headers, and genuinely thought he had a really good game against us. You know, good player. He's a gold on FIFA, which says it all. And like I said, nice to see him live, and he was a very, very good player for them. The other CDM I'm going to go for, I've not seen this guy too many times, but he's a new Leeds sign-in. I've seen him once or twice, but I like him a lot, and I genuinely think that he's going to do a lot of good for Leeds. It's Adam Forshaw, if I can find him here somewhere. He's not a right midfielder, he's a centre midfielder. Where is Adam Forshaw, my friends? I probably haven't got him. There's already somebody in my team. Where is he? Oh, sorry, no, he's on the bench. Sorry, I've completely forgotten. It's a different player. I changed it last second. I went with Johnny Howson because I forgot Johnny Howson played against us until I remembered he played against us for Norwich, of course, last season when we drew 3-3. I completely skipped my mind there. Forshaw was on the bench, but Forshaw was another player who could have fit this team, but definitely Johnny Howson. Love seeing him at Elland Road, but I'd love to see him at Elland Road as a Leeds player, but unfortunately wasn't to be. A lot younger back then and couldn't make the travelling up, but Johnny Howson, you can tell he's a different style of midfielder, very, very good passer in the ball. Didn't have an amazing game against Leeds. I think when he comes to Elland Road, he kind of, well, I don't know, maybe he doesn't play his best because of the atmosphere, and everyone just loves him, and we'd love to have him back. But overall, you can just tell he's a class above some of the other players I've seen in the centre midfields. But you've got to consider, I've seen games against QPR and Preston. I mean, the Preston game in particular, there's a guy called Ben Pearson. He got sent off and he was shocking. And in the Sunderland game, I saw Lee Cattermole was a disgrace. He's a terrible footballer, in my opinion. He did not have a good game against us at all. And I just had him gobbing off. He came over to the side of the pitch where we were, where our centre-back made a tackle, which was never a red card. It was a bad tackle. It was a yellow card all day long. But all I can hear him shout is, "That's a fucking red card, ref!" for being like that. And I'm just thinking, you massive prick, trying to get a young player sent off. Not for me, personally. But I know Leeds players do that as well, but I just don't like that personally. But the left midfielder, this guy's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see him in the Premier League, if I'm honest. Where is he? He's probably a left winger. Yeah, Jota, whatever you want to call him. Scored. I don't think he scored against us, but he rattled the bar against us. And you could just tell he is absolutely crazy for the Championship. Far too good for the Championship. There's a couple of other Wolves players who could have featured there. You've got the Helder Costas. You've got, you know, the players like that. Of course, like I said, I didn't see Ruben Neves, but very good player. Bonatini as well is a good player. Didn't have the best game against us. As a striker on the bench, he did have a good game against us. He came on and scored a really nice goal against us. He'll feature in a minute. But the remaining players are players who are Leeds-based. There is one player who no longer plays for Leeds, but we'll go for the Championship, of course, for Leeds. These two players are going to be cams, and these are exciting players. It's Samu Sai and Pablo Hernandez. If I can put him in the right bloody slot, that would be ideal. I'm messing this right up, look. Want him over there and him over there. So Pablo Hernandez, ideally, is a left-sided / cam, but we're going to play him right mid for this one. Alioski didn't quite feature. I do like Alioski. I think he's a really good player. Defensively, he's quite solid, but I've not seen him personally have a really good game yet live. I've seen him have good games on television. I've heard about him having good games overall. Some games he goes missing a little bit. But for me personally, with my own eyes, I've not seen Alioski have a fantastic game to wherever you're placing the team over Jota, Size, or Pablo Hernandez. Every time I see Pablo Hernandez, he looks unreal. He scored 2 or 3 goals in the games that I've watched personally. Samu Sai, you can just tell again, he's again in the Jota kind of bracket. He is genuinely a really good player. Now, he's had better games, like he scored a hat-trick and stuff while I haven't been there, but the games I've seen, he's not scored yet, but he's had chances, he's played good passes, done a few Ronaldo chops and stuff like that, and just a genuinely really fun guy to watch in live football. But the next player is a guy, I'm not going to lie, I miss this guy so much. Chris Wood in form as well. I packed him unbelievably at his first own. I might have to use that card actually. It looks actually really decent. He was brilliant in every time I watched him. Actually, one game he went a little bit missing. We drew 0-0, I think, with QPR. He didn't have his best of games. But I think we drew 0-0 with Preston as well, one of the games I watched. So I did get a selfie with him after the game, which is quite fun. I got a selfie with Chris Wood, and he left 2 days later. I mean, come on, Chris! What did I say to you? But anyway, he scored 2 goals against Brighton in arguably one of his best games I've seen him play. And 2 really good goals. One obviously being a penalty, one being a header from that Charlie Taylor cross I was talking about earlier. But again, a really great guy to watch play football. Can be a little bit frustrating to watch, but then going from like him to watch and Lasogga to watch, you miss Chris Wood. Let's not lie, Leeds fans. Going over to the bench now, as you can see some of the players. Bailey, Peacock, Farrell, goalkeeper for Leeds at the moment. Made some really, really good saves against Sunderland. I've just played. They literally had a header from a corner, point blank. And if David De Gea had made that save, everyone would be jizzing their pants over it on Twitter. But Bailey, Peacock, Farrell made the save. Bolly, good player. I like Bolly. He scored against us and had a really good game overall. Obviously, Wolves winning 3-0. Like I said, a lot of them had good games, including Douglas, which is the other guy. Could have possibly gone in above Taylor, but personally prefer Taylor as a footballer. Knockout, I saw play as well in the Brighton game. Didn't have his best game against us, but still you could tell, genuinely good player. And I won't lie, I don't think many people like Aiden McGeady, but I've seen him twice now. He played for us when he was at Preston. He played against us when he was at Preston, sorry, and then played against us recently at Sunderland. And you can just tell he's got something about him, a little bit of trickery to him. Obviously, is he still 5-star skills? Yeah, he's still 5-star skills. He's just genuinely an alright player, and he scored a number of goals actually for Sunderland this season, but unfortunately looks like they're going to go down. Unfortunately for them, of course. Next player, Oliveira, scored 2 against us and had a really solid game for Norwich. I like that guy actually. I wouldn't mind him being up front for Leeds any day of the week. A bit of a knob attitude, like I think he was... I don't know, he looked like he was just winding up some of our players in the game we played against us, but you can't take away that he's a fantastic footballer. That's the guy next to him, Benicofobia, another player I wouldn't mind at Leeds at all. Scored a really nice goal against us for Wolves, and just you can tell he's a good striker. He's Premier League quality, and he'll play Premier League football for possibly Wolves. I'm not too sure if they got him on loan or they've bought him, but I'd imagine they'll probably sign him up if they haven't already. Then some of the other Leeds players who I've said are featured quite well. Berardi, I love Berardi as a person, but every single game, it looks like he's going to get sent off. And he did get sent off against Sunderland. I literally said to my mate, because it was getting a bit feisty in the midfield, and I was saying, like, either Lee Caldwell is going to get sent off, or Berardi's going to get sent off. And, of course, Berardi did end up getting sent off. I thought it was going to be for a headbutt. It was for a horrible 2-footed lunge, definite red card, and he is out for the season now with a 5-match ban, I believe it is, which is actually the number of games we've got left, so he's gone. Luke Ayling as well in the last season in particular, when we were really good defensively with him, Bartley and Janssen and all them. He was a joy to watch. Obviously injured this season now. Didn't have the best season before that either, to be honest. Wasn't, I feel like he was definitely missing Bartley as well as Janssen. But when he played his best football for us in the season before, solid right back. Enjoyed him quite a lot. Forshaw again, like I said, seen him once or twice. Definite potential there. Really good passer of the ball. Hasn't actually featured in a Leeds win yet, which is not very nice for him. But you can tell he's going to be a very good player, very key player for us next season, hopefully. Ronaldo Vieira, again, I genuinely like him. I think he's always had a good game when I've seen him play. Again, he goes in and out of the team a little bit. Some of the games I watched he wasn't playing. Some of the games I watched he was playing really well. He had a really good game in one of them in particular. I can't remember what game it was. So I'm getting confused what games which was which, because some of them were literally last year. But again, really good player. And then the next guy, Alioski, again, like I said before, didn't quite make the team because I think Jota is obviously the better player I've seen live. But I like Alioski. I think his defensive work rate for us is genuinely pleasing. He gets back and tracks back, makes tackles and does stuff going forward. Not the best decision maker in the world. Like some of his passes, some of his final balls are not quite there. But give the guy a chance. Let him settle down a little bit. Give him another season. I genuinely think he could be a threat for us going forward. So that is the team. Obviously not outstanding, but like I said, I've been to 7 games so far. This team will improve dramatically over time. If Leeds ever make the Premier League, holy crap! Then I'll come back and make a squad builder with the team I have then, and it'll be a lot better than this. But let me know in the comment section below if there's anybody down there, or tweet me on Twitter at MrRossi1990. Who are the best players you have seen live? I'd imagine some of you guys have got like Chelsea season tickets, Man City season tickets, and you've seen some crazy players. But that's where I'm at the moment. Kind of new to the going to football games atmosphere. I've been to a lot of Plymouth Argyle games, but that's a little bit different. That's not so much great footballers, if you know what I mean. They're good players, but definitely these players feature in there for sure. But hopefully I've enjoyed the video. A bit of a longer one for you guys. So I thought I'll bring this one out. I'm uploading a little bit more to YouTube at the moment, but I'm actually playing Fortnite ton, and I want to bring Fortnite videos to my channel, but I don't think I'm good enough because I don't win many games or anything. I just have a lot of fun playing it. But I might start bringing some Fortnite videos on my channel, but I'm majority going to stay with FIFA because that's what I'm known for. That's what you guys want to see when you're on this channel, or some of you anyway. So I hope you have enjoyed. Like I said, like you absolutely fantastic. Subscribe if you are new. Press the bell button if you fancy it, and put notifications on because you won't find a single one of my videos in your time box, in your sub boxes, because YouTube sucks. But goodbye, good night, I'll be the same pair. I'll catch you next time, and bye-bye.